Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am live with you today to do a one layout 3 cards. In the past, I've done this episode based off of our annual catalog layouts. We have a new catalog this month, and I haven't had time to explore it and create anything with like to see what's in there in terms of layouts and stuff. I know there's some beautiful scrapbook layouts, but I'm not sure about cards. However, this week at Global Design Project, they have a Case the Designer, and I absolutely loved the layout of her card. So that is the layout that I'm going to use for this week's one layout 3 cards. It is on the like the opening of this video, and when I post about this, I'll put the picture and layout into my post as well. So let's get started. I'm going to spotlight my desktop and show you some of the stuff we're going to be working with, and then get started creating. So the designer series paper that I'm going to be using on all 3 cards is the Celebratory Sips 12 by 12. These are obviously not 12 by 12. These are bits that I have left. So one side of all the papers are these absolutely gorgeous patterns. And a lot of our new in colors here, we've got Strawberry Slush, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. So really nice. And then I believe actually this is Timid Tiger in there as well. So lots of our in colors. We're just missing Darling Duck. And then actually I'll just do this one by one. The other side is really fun patterns that kind of go more with the Cheers and Sips stamp set that it is part of a suite with. And actually that whole suite to the DSP, the stamp set dies, the holographic resin dots that we're going to use today, and the gold striped mesh ribbon are all part of that suite. So I love this. So it's got like the little bottles and cocktails and stuff. This side has, this is just a strip of it, but it goes all the way into the purples. It has really beautiful blotches that you can stamp on and turn into your own little cocktails. We have all of our garnishes, some absolutely beautiful florals, some more florals, but like just such great color combos. And then finally, some pre-made, just cut them out and go cocktails. So lots and lots of fun, really beautiful stuff. All right, I'm going to put those off to the side because I've already got my pieces pre-cut for today. And the first card that I'm going to create with you is actually using the Cheers and Sips stamp set. So we've got the whole stamp set here. We've got 2 different glass sizes, all of our embellishments, umbrellas, anything you can think of that you'd want to put on your drink, as well as some great little sentiments. So let's get going. I'll kind of talk about the basics of the layout. So the idea of her layout was she had some really nice DSP, very finely layered onto a cardstock piece and then adhered to her card front. But she did like a little crumple up in the corner and had it kind of not laying perfectly, which I really liked. Now I wanted to show you though, when you're doing that, you actually don't want to crumple it after it's been glued together. You want that crumple to not to be glued down and for the 2 pieces to kind of be separate, even though they have the same kind of crumple to them and will overlap. So we want to actually crumple that, and then I'm going to glue all these pieces together. I just realized I don't even have a glue stick at my desk. There we go. Oh, good morning, Gail. So now that I've crumpled those corners, I am going to glue these down. I hate flipping over this DSP and gluing because I love both sides so much. It kills me to put glue on such pretty paper. All right. So we're going to take that, layer it in here. Now it is a very thin layer. I've only left 1/8 of an inch. So Yeah, you got to just be a little careful. And then we've got that little crumpled corner. So we don't need to put any glue there. And then I'm going to come along and, oh, come on. I might have to go grab a different glue stick to get through this video. There we go. All right. And then I'm just putting this onto a basic white background. You could totally put this on a color as well. But for this one, I wanted just the white because we're going to have a little white border on our drinks and stuff as well. Okay, so we've got that. Now, the next piece she had was like a little piece here, solid cardstock with our sentiment going up the side. So I wanted a little bit more of an interest to mine. So what I did is I took a rectangle and I embossed it with the glass from the Glass and Gardens embossing folder set that comes with the Celebratory Sips suite. So here is our glass and our gardens. So one has kind of floral patterns, one has the glass pattern, and both of these are part of the Celebratory Sips suite. That's a mouthful. So that is what I used on here. And when I put it into the folder, I put this edge up against the edge of the folder, and then you can see the pattern. I'll bring that closer. You can see the pattern doesn't start right away, and then it begins. It's kind of like when you've got a crystal glass or something, the pattern doesn't go right to the top edge because you need to have, you know, a nice edge to put your mouth on. All right, so I've got that piece done, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment along here. Oh, there it is. So I've got just the cheers from our Cheers and Sips stamp set. And I'm going to stamp it in Old Olive to kind of tie it all together. So, got my Old Olive ink here. I'm going to take my Cheers and stamp it right on there. So it's nice that the pattern, the embossed pattern, didn't go the whole way, so that I was able to come in there and put the words. Now, there's other little pieces that you can add to this that say like, cheers to you, cheers, it's your day, let's celebrate to us. I just thought for this card, keep it bold, just do the cheers, and then people can, you know, decide for themselves what they're cheersing. It might be a birthday, might be an anniversary, it might be just a friendship. Who knows? All right. So we've got that piece done. I'm now going to actually glue this down to my card front right in the lower right-hand corner. All right, so I'm going to go get a new glue stick. That's going to drive me crazy. Well, got one here that feels like it has more glue in it, and we'll see. All right. Oh, yeah. Much better. All right. And let's glue this over here. So I want to keep kind of an equal border on the bottom and the side. There we go. And now we get to kind of jazz it up, add in our fun elements. So this is where you could add in stamped elements. I personally chose 2 drinks and some little flowers from our Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. And I'm going to fussy cut these and add them onto our card. So I just love these because they're already done for you. They're beautifully colored. Got the little ice cubes in there. And it's kind of fun to play around with the color combos because you can kind of look at them together without having to take the time to color it. You can look at them together and see if they're going to work, see if they'll work with your background, that kind of thing. So let's cut these out. Now, I'm not going to get too fussy here around the cherry stem. I'm going to leave the white, I think. We'll see. I say that now, but I might change my mind. For now, I think I'm going to leave the white. It's going to give a little bit more structure to that piece because I feel like the cherry stem and the umbrella will get really flimsy if I cut in that space. So I think I'm going to leave that in there. All right. We might come in and use a blender brush and add in some soft seafoam, but we'll see. All right, I'm just going to cut these flowers off for right now. I am going to fussy cut them and add them to the card though. All right, and come on in here. So any of the glasses that don't have embellishments on them, on the DSP, actually do coordinate with the dies in the set. But these ones both have embellishments on them, so I can't just use the dies to cut them out. So fussy cutting it is. There are a bunch of glasses, though, that don't have all these extras sticking out the outside of the glass, so then you could just come in and die cut. Okay. Just up that side. There we go. All right, so we've got 2 of our drinks done here. And somewhere I have some flowers. There we go. So then there's also these little watercolor flowers. And so I'm going to come on in and fussy cut those. And I'm going to separate them when I fussy cut them. So these are quite fussy. They're not overly complicated because they're watercolors, so you don't really have to be too careful along the edges or anything. But they're tiny, so it makes it a little fussier as you get near the end. Less to hold on to. Okay, there we go. All right, so now that we've got those done, I am going to attach these things to my card, and I'm going to actually attach them with dimensionals. I want them popped up a little bit. And I'm also thinking I might want to put a little bit of ribbon on here. I know on the original designer's card, she actually used some twine. But I have got the gorgeous gold striped mesh ribbon. This stuff's just beautiful. And so I've got that, and we could actually put just a little bow of it on here, I think. That will go behind our drinks and kind of just stick out the edges. I think that's going to work beautifully. So I've just cut enough here to tie a bow. And I'm going to come in. And so it's kind of one of those big floppy bows where the ends and the, oops, let's get that a little more centered. Okay, there we go. So, got the big floppy bow now. And can't get that centered, but that's okay. We're going to be hiding it behind our stuff here anyways. So we're only going to see the ends sticking out in any case. So we'll kind of end up putting it behind our 2 drinks. So it's just kind of popping out on the 2 sides. Actually, that might be too busy now. Yeah, maybe too busy. Okay, we'll skip that. We'll use our ribbon on a different card. All right, so we'll just jazz this up with some resin dots then. So I've got those. Let's flip them over and put some dimensionals on the back of them. So I'm going to use up. Got so many packs of dimensionals started. We're going to try and use up some of our frames here. All right. There we go. And one there. There. So I'm always trying to get the glass, the top, and then we'll come in and try and do something in the middle of each. Okay, just like that. So I'm going to place my top one first because I want to make sure it's covering up my top left corner of this piece. So I don't want it down too far. There we go. And then this little guy I'm going to overlap. So put him on just like that. So the drink overlaps and the leaf just barely overlaps. All right, so just like that. Now I've got these 2 cute little flowers that we fussy cut. I'm going to put them in here so it kind of ties the 2 drinks together. Actually, or maybe I want them over on that side. No, I want them right there and tying it together. That's what I thought. So to put those on, you could use mini glue dots, or I'm just going to use the tiniest little dabs of glue. Now, I'm not going to put them on the backs of those flowers though, because to try and handle those flowers with glue on the back, like, no thanks. So I just put 2 tiny drops of glue on my glass. And then let's see, I'm going to put down my bigger flower first because I want it kind of behind my smaller flower. There we go. All right, and then we just have to let those dry for a few minutes, so don't kind of toss your card around for a bit. And then we'll do our finishing touches, which is to add some holographic resin dots to this. So these are part of the Celebratory Sips suite, and I love them because they have kind of like a mix of like green and pink together. And then we also have 3 different sizes, which is really nice. So I'm going to grab a large dot and a small dot, a medium dot to pop up there, and then another large dot and a small dot to pop down here. And that's how we're going to finish off our card. So that is our first card, Casing the Designer, for the Global Designs Project challenge this week. So if you guys have never done the challenges and stuff, I love them. I try to do the Global Design Project challenge every week. I find it just really helps give me new ideas, get me new layouts, love the color combos and everything. All right, so that's just our first card. I actually have 2 more cards with this same layout. The second one is a completely different kind of card. Even though it uses the exact same layout, it is a wildly different feel. So I've got more paper from the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper, but this time I've actually layered it onto peach pie. Now I know I said I think this is Timid Tiger in there, but I thought the peach pie really complemented it and gave it like a little pop. Now this one already has a diagonal line, so I'm going to use that to guide where I do my little fold and crinkle. And I love that when I fold and crinkle this one, I get just a little bit of flower in the background. All right, and then fold and crinkle. Okay, so just like that, it's going to layer all up, and that'll be great. So now we're going to glue those 2 layers together, and then we can start with the fun of the actual design on this card. This one, I'm actually going to be using the online exclusive Party Piggy. So actually, I realized 2 of my sets today are online exclusives, even though we have a brand new catalog. Partially because I don't actually have I just last night got my order of things from the new catalog. And so I've opened the box, but I haven't really had any time to play yet. And so I didn't have time to think about that. And I wasn't sure it was going to arrive, so I didn't want to plan with that based. So it didn't arrive till like 8:30 last night. Okay, so there we go. We've got our layer all done. Now I have got here a piece of a lemon lolly, and then we're actually also going to be adding a lemon lime twist accent onto this card. It was kind of a fun color combo that I discovered using my color wheel. Now, before we go ahead and stamp on any of this or glue any of this down, I'm going to set this to the side, and we're actually going to create our Piggy. So what we need is our Piggy comes in 2 pieces. So I love this because it allows you to use just the head and have it peek out. It allows you to have the body and be able to do, like there's some ability to do like pop out tummies and stuff on them. We're not going to do that today, but it's a thing that you can do. So I am actually going to stamp this guy in, where did it go? I was going to stamp him in crumb cake. Oh, I know. I was crafting with it last night. All right. I had a little tray of craft supplies upstairs that was sitting over there. So we're going to grab our crumb cake because our card is on a crumb cake base. So this is just going to keep it soft and not make it too dark by using like a black background or anything. So, and then when I stamp this one, I'm going to stamp it quite low on the paper, leave a big gap between the two, because the die for the body actually comes up a bit when it cuts things out. So it gives us a place to actually attach the two parts without too much trouble, right? Like we have a spot to put adhesive and stuff on. All right. So I'm going to grab the dies for this one now. And you can see there's like the head and the body, the hat and the flag, but then there's this little round piece. And this actually coordinates with like some little treat cups, or shaker domes, I think they call them, that you can put into his belly. But today we're just going to do the head and the body. And this is tiny enough that I can use my little mini machine here. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to grab that, pop that in, and okay, find the tail. The tail is your clue on this one for how to cut it out. And then we're going to roll this through. I'm just kind of keeping my hand on here so that it doesn't slip on me before I get to the next part. There we go. All right. And there we have it. We have our adorable little piggy all cut out and ready to go. He's so sweet. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to put these dies away before I lose them. And we're also going to keep these nearby because we're going to cut out a flag in a minute. So don't put those too far away. There we go. All right, so now that we've got our little piggy cut out, our piggy is going to go onto our card right here. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's going to go right there. We're going to add a little bit of color to him though. Even though I stamped him in crumb cake on a basic beige background, we're going to come in and add some details to him. But first of all, I wanted to put in our sentiment. Now, my original thought here was that I was going to stamp our sentiment in crumb cake to kind of pull all of that together. But I think I actually want something a little bit brighter and a little more fun. So we're actually going to grab our Timid Tiger. You could also use pumpkin pie or peach pie. So lots of options here, but I want to kind of have this be nice and bright and partyish because it says, let's party. All right. So sweet. Oh my goodness. I love this guy. So with that done, now we're going to grab, there they are. We've got these awesome little like confettis. All right. And I am actually going to stamp them just a little bit in the background. And I am going to do them lemon lolly. Oh, I don't know where my lemon lolly is. If I can find lemon lolly, I'm going to do them in lemon lolly on the lemon lolly later. I had my lemon lolly hiding over with my popcorn stamp set. All right, so we're going to take this. I am actually going to take this off of my background now because I don't want to get it where I don't want it. All right, and that first one is going to go nicely there. I'm going to stamp the second one right there, even though I don't think we'll even be able to see it. And then I don't want to do the whole thing. I don't think. So I think I'm going to do just a little diagonal across like that. And yeah, we'll just leave it like that. We won't do the whole thing. All right. So we've got our little confetti stamped there in lemon lolly. And it is time now to stamp our our flags that he's going to be kind of shaking around. So these flags, I am going to color the flag itself with lemon lime twist, but I think instead of doing like the stick and everything in like black or something kind of dark like that, that I might use, ooh, what green though would I use? I might use Granny Apple Green, and then we'll color them in lemon lime. So I'm just going to do like that. And then we will grab our lemon lime twist and give these a little color. So it's a little bit of a like contrasting colors almost, but it's kind of a fun combo and a great pop. So I just colored that with light lemon lime twist, and then I'm going to come in and give a little highlight in the spots that have the little highlight lines anyways. Okay, and then we can cut this out. And it has a die with it, which is super duper awesome. All right, now do I like that? I don't love that. So I want to keep the flag the way it is, but I'm going to grab my Stampin' Right marker and use my thicker end. I'm going to use my Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to go down the stick part with my black Stampin' Right marker. Oh, I don't like that at all. Wow. All right, maybe we do have to stamp the whole thing again in a different color. Because, yeah, I'm not loving how it looks in the green, and I'm not loving how it looks once I've added black. So we stamped with crumb cake before. We're going to clean up our flags, and we're going to stamp our flags in crumb cake as well and color them in the green and see how that works out. I think that'll work. All right, where did I put? There it is. There's my crumb cake. So I think we do need a little bit of contrast between the flag color and the flag stick, but I just don't want to put black on this card. I just think it's going to be too much. So there we go. Nice little wood handles on our flags. Okay, yeah, that's working. That's better. Okay, and then we'll come in with our dark lemon lime twist. All right, much better. All right, now I do love that this has the die, so we can come on in here and cut it out, and we don't have to fussy cut this. Thank goodness. All right, so pop this in. There we go. It lines up nicely. It cuts out in between the flag. So I really like that. Just gives it a more finished look. Oh, don't slide your dies though. There we go. And there we go. So we have our finished flag. Put that away. Oops. So the dies are really, really handy. I love that it cuts out the hat too with the pom-pom and everything. And now we can put everything together and do all of our little embellishments and stuff. Okay, so we're going to start by gluing this piece down. And just like that. So again, we're giving it an equal border on the bottom and up the side. And now when we put our Piggy together, I'm actually going to glue the body down but pop up the head. All right, so the way that we're going to do that is I'm going to put dimensionals on the head. Where did I put them? There they are. So I'm going to put 2 right down at the bottom of the head because those are going to catch the body. And then I'm going to put 2 up in his ears. Then peel the backings off of these. going to line up the head the way I want it. So you can see now that that has stuck together. Those dimensionals caught it on the back. So then I'm going to put some glue just on his body. His head will be supported by those other dimensionals I've got, but I need some glue on his body to hold it in place. All right, and just gonna see where my flags are gonna go. Perfect. Okay, so just like that. And then we've got our little flags there now. I'm feeling like that green is not green enough. Wow. Okay, maybe we will step it up a notch and add girly apple green on there instead, or maybe some summer splash. Let's do summer splash. And I'm not going to restamp leaves or flags or anything. I'm actually just going to take the summer splash and put it right over top of, oh, that's really bright. I like that. I'm going to put it right over top of the lemon lime twist that was already there. And I'm also going to kind of go over the crumb cake, so on the flag, so that it really grabs that. Okay, that's a really big pop. I like that. And that's going to tie in our holographic resin dots really nicely. All right, and the lemon lime twist is kind of coming through. So you could try this with straight summer splash, but you could also try this layered over top of the lemon lime like I did. And it adds like a lot of really cool like dimension to that. All right, there we go. Those just seem a little less lost on our card now because they were getting a bit lost. All right, and then these guys I'm going to pop on with dimensionals as well. So dimensional underneath. Then you can do a mini glue dot or just a dot of glue for the handle, like where the piggy's going to be holding it. Now, oops, I forgot to color our piggy before we got started here. I am going to use a dark smoky slate for his little hooves. You could totally go ahead and use like a black. I just feel like black's going to be too black. Even our light black is really, really dark. All right, now that we've got that colored, now we'll pop that on. There we go. And then we're going to color in some little bits on our little guy here. So I'm going to use light bubble bath, and I'm going to color his ears with one ear and his little nose in light bubble bath. And then I'm going to color some of his spots in, I was going to do light crumb cake, but I don't see it. So I'm going to use ivory, which will be, oops, other end, which will be a nice complement to the basic beige. And he's got a few spots around here. So this comes in the ivory and bronze combo. All right, so now we've got him colored in, and we're ready to just add our resin dots to this card. So just like I did on the last one, I'm going to kind of throw them in. Oops. When you pick up your dots, make sure you take the adhesive with them. I'm just going to kind of throw them in all over the place to add that real party feel. Let's throw a medium one up there. And actually that might be enough. He's so big, he takes up so much of the card. We don't need a ton of embellishments on here. So there you go. We have our second card using that same layout. So you can see the similarities, and yet they create quite different cards. All right, now my third one is just such a lovely color combo. I can't even believe it. It is two of our new ink colors. I'm going to be using a cloud cover base with a Secret Sea border and the Secret Sea Designer Series paper side from the Celebratory Sips. And then our sentiment's going to go on cloud cover as well. And I'm pairing this all up with our beautiful butterflies. And I'm going to color them in two of our ink colors. It's stunning. All right, so we're going to start again with that little corner fold and just kind of layer that on to get the right fold. There we go. Corner fold like that. And we're going to glue these two layers together and glue them to our card front. So it's just such a simple thing to do that takes a regular layered DSP and cardstock and just kind of steps it up and gives it some interest by having that little folded corner. All right. And that little bit of the other side of the DSP showing through. I just love it. Okay, and then this gets glued to our card base. And popped onto our card front. So there we go. Okay, just like that. And now I am going to stamp my sentiment on here right away. I am using my favorite sentiment from the beautiful butterflies. It is the time to celebrate. I just love it. It can work for any occasion. And we are going to stamp this in Secret Sea. This is just such a dark blue. It's like almost black. And it's just so elegant looking. I don't know. I love it. So time to celebrate. Going up there along the side. And we will be using this again, so I might as well keep it. I'm going to stamp all of my butterflies in this as well. So I'm going to stamp there, there, and there. So I've got 3 little butterflies stamped in Secret Sea as well. And lucky for us, we get to die cut those. I am going to color them first, though, and then we'll go from there. Now, I just got glue on my hand. Just give me a second here while I rip that off. All right. So this piece can actually get glued right down to our card front as well. Our sentiment, and then we'll color our butterflies and cut them out. Now the color combo that I have chosen for these butterflies is our brand new Strawberry Slush, and I'm pairing it up with our still in color but from last year Petunia Pop. And I want to show you that these two colors, well, they look really nice side by side, but they also blend really, really well. So I'm going to start my coloring, and for the inside here, I'm going to color just the tips in Strawberry Slush, light Strawberry Slush. Then I'm going to take my light Petunia Pop, and I'm going to color the rest of it and overlap a little bit onto my Strawberry Slush. And then I'm going to come back in with my Strawberry Slush and color and overlap down onto my Petunia Pop so that that'll really blend. And let's pull that in so you guys can really see that, how the two colors just go together so nicely and blend in together. So I love these two colors together. Now I'm not going to do all of them with that cool blend to them. I am going to do some of them just in Strawberry Slush, some just in Petunia Pop, and then some of them blended. So I'm going to come in like this, and then these ones I think I'll blend. Those 3 will blend, and then the ones on the outside will become just Petunia Pop. So just like that. And then and we'll come in and blend these. Blend, blend. And these ones are just going to be Petunia Pop. And then I might come in and, actually not might, I will come in and blend those outside ones with dark Petunia Pop, just to continue giving it some dimension and shading and everything. All right, so then these ones, the tops will be darker. So I'm not doing the whole piece, just a little bit, and then letting it kind of fade. Now on my bottom, I'm going to go darker. I'm going to start with my dark petunia pop. And a lot of this I'm going to leave just dark petunia pop. And some of it I'll blend. There we go. Oh no, that one I did full. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to use my dark strawberry slush for blending these ones. Okay, there we go. And then come back in with my dark petunia pop to finish that blending. Okay, and there we go. Some dark in there. All right. And there we have it. We have one of our butterflies colored. So this one has a lot of the dark petunia pop in it. My second one, we're going to kind of reverse it and make it more strawberry slush. And in fact, for this next one, I am going to start by coloring the whole, oops, oh yeah, good. The whole butterfly in light strawberry slush. None of it is going to be left white. Okay. There we go. Now this is the light strawberry slush that I'm using for this. Now that I've got that done in light strawberry slush, I'm going to come in with light petunia pop, and I'm going to add, I think out at the tips. I'm going to add some shading of this out at the tips along that rounded layer. Okay. And the tips in here. And then everything else that I'm going to add into this one is actually going to be added in with dark strawberry slush. So just kind of giving it a little boost of dark strawberry slush right in the center, and then coming out and decorating the tips as well. There we go. And there we go. All right, so they're kind of the same color family there. Well, it's definitely the same color family, but one's more purple, one's more strawberry slush. And then finally, our little guy here, I'm going to do more petunia pop. Okay, so this one I'm going to color the whole thing light petunia pop. And then I'm going to come in with dark strawberry slush and highlight the outsides. Okay, and then we'll come back in with light petunia pop to finish up the actual blending of this little guy. Okay, no dark petunia pop on this one at all. There we go. So the two colors just really complement each other. All right, now that those are all colored, we're going to get our little mini machine, and we have dies for these. Yay! So we're going to die cut these. We're going to have to do it in 2 goes because I only have one of each shape. So we'll do one big guy. Come on. Here we go. And one little guy. Okay. I might end up having to trim this paper before I do this because I feel like it's kind of pulling on the paper and making my dies move. So we'll see if I can get this lined up without incidents. No. All right, I'm not even gonna bother trimming it. I'm just gonna tear it so it sits fully on the plate, and then I won't have any issues. Okay. So that one lines up nicely. And that one. All right, now it won't be moving around on me. Okay. And we're going to roll those through. Oh, hi, Kim. Oh, doctor's appointments. Yes, they always kind of get in the way. The butterflies are gorgeous, though. I absolutely love them. These are the beautiful butterflies, and I've often used just the dies in this to create butterflies, or the large butterfly. I love the large butterfly, but today the little ones were calling to me for this card. Okay, here we go. Cut that one out. Oh, a little further. There we go. So we have these gorgeous, rich colored butterflies. They're going to look great on our Secret Sea background. They're just going to pop. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. It didn't fall in the garbage. Good. I dropped one of my butterfly dies. I'm just going to rescue it before I can't find it later. All right. So I'll just show you quickly the dies in this set. We've got the die here that does like the half of a card butterfly, some little die cut butterflies with their little bodies to go on them, the ones that cut out our stamps, and then we have the large butterfly that can be die cut or cut out the stamp, and then two lovely little sentiment labels. So it's a fantastic die set, and it coordinates with the hybrid embossing folder, which we're not using today, but it is beautiful as well. All right, and then we're going to come in here, and I think we're going to do something like this. Maybe I don't need this little butterfly. Maybe I'll pop him, right over there on his Secret Sea background. There we go. So we are going to use all three. So those three beautiful little butterflies, let's maybe put them inside. I don't know. Yeah, no, we'll pop them out there, out in the Secret Sea sky. All right, so we're going to pop all three of these up with dimensionals. And no, I don't want that on there. So we're not going to use our gold trim on this card either. We haven't used it on any of our cards, so not a biggie. All right, I'm going to put one dimensional on each side. You could probably get away with just one dimensional on each of these butterflies, but I like to make sure nothing moves around on my cards. So there we go. So we're going to pop these on, and then we'll throw some embellishments on here, and we'll be done with our third card using this layout. I gotta say, I love it. You might see it show up for our Throwback Thursday or our Festive Friday this week as well, because I am loving this layout. So there we go, and then we'll bring in our holographic dots. And we're going to kind of throw a couple on there. And I think we'll pop one on there. And a couple up here. And that is our third card using this fantastic layout. So let's bring all three back in. They are all using the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper and the Holographic Resin Dots. But we've used different stamp sets and different color palettes for each of them. And I don't know, I love them all. They all have a totally different vibe. And that's the great thing about a layout is you can kind of take it where you want to. And you kind of have a structure around which to work. So you can grab the things you want to use and kind of have some idea of what to do with them. So I really, really like that. Oh, thank you so much, Kim. All right, so that is my one layout, 3 cards. Just a reminder that all of these products are available. Some of them are online exclusives. And then the beautiful butterflies, actually, they might be online as well now because they were in a previous publication. So these are all kind of online exclusives, but the online is the place to be shopping. The catalog is great to sit down and browse through, but our online selection is fantastic. And then you get a chance to see as well, like items that are on last chance and clearance and get some deals and all of that. There is still time to register for my Celebratory Sips Stamp Camp. We are trying to get everything mailed out. So I've already mailed out one set of packets. We are trying to get everything mailed before May 22nd when there could be a potential postal strike. But otherwise, you can still register for this. The Celebratory Sips Suite was available the last time I checked. So supplies are not an issue. And that will be happening on June 7th and 8th. It's also open and available to people outside of Canada. We have a PDF offering, and then you get access to all the videos and be a part of the group and everything as well. So it's 10 cards, 5 designers, and then a bonus 5-card PDF. And it's absolutely gorgeous. You got your stuff in the... Wow, that was fast. I think I only mailed them on Monday. Oh my goodness. Yes, and then our May class, Touch of Ink, is happening this weekend. I do still have one packet left for that class. You wouldn't get your supplies in time to join us, to craft with us live this Saturday morning. But I do still have one spot left in my Touch of Ink card class. So if you wanted to grab that, join us live on Saturday and then stamp on the replay. I'll be putting all the videos onto YouTube as well privately, and then sharing that YouTube link in our group. So if you wanted to join our Touch of Ink class, that one comes with a free stamp set, because of course that stamp set is no longer available. So that is everything that's kind of going on. I also have an In Color Club that's going on. Our first videos go live, I believe it's later this week, or it's next week. I can't remember if we said 3rd or 4th week of the month. I'll have to check that. So Marika LaForge and I have joined together to do an In Color Club. Every month you'll get the supplies you need to make 4 cards. And there's different options, whether you're a demo on one of our teams or if you're a customer, on how to gather your supplies for that. So you can check out the link to that as well. I hope you guys all have a great day. I will be posting pictures and a full supply list and everything on my blog for these cards. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll also get the replay in your email. So if you want to get that replay, sign up for my newsletter. And that's about it. I will see you guys live next Wednesday, or possibly earlier if my paper pumpkin kit arrives. I know it has shipped, so we'll see how quickly it gets here. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.